She is the author of that book you see on the screen, The Self-Love Experiment. Her name is Shannon Kaiser. It is time for us to focus on the emotional health now. In this book, you have some advice on how to avoid what you call almost paradise syndrome. And I thought to myself, what the heck is almost paradise syndrome? It's not a syndrome I'm familiar with, Kathy.
That vacation that you can never quite get to on the beach, right?
I thought of the song.
I think it's sort of envy of other people's lives who appear like paradise, Shannon.
Well, you guys are dancing around it. It's something we actually all do, sometimes without even realizing it. It's that thought of when I lose the weight, then I'll be happy.
I hate that. That's some unhealthy thinking right there.
It all starts up here, right? Or yes. When I have more money, then I can travel.
Right.
Right? Or when I know what I want to do, I'll leave the job I hate. It's this kind of waiting for something to happen, sure. The elusive there. Meanwhile, our life is happening right now. And
when the kids are out of diapers, it'll be easy. No. When the kids are in school, it'll be easy. No. Wait. When the kids get into third grade, it'll be
almost paradise. Catch yourself.
Some people would call that the grass is always greener syndrome as well.
Exactly. It is this kind of thought process. And what happens is if we get really honest with ourselves, a lot of times we get to that smaller body or more money, and we're still not happy. What I discovered and what I really understand is it's a lack of self-love. And so that's where the self-love experiment came from.
I know you came at it from personal experience in that you were an endurance athlete, yes. And had an outward appearance of being very happy, but inside you were not happy at all.
Absolutely. I was a triathlete. I ran marathons and I looked really healthy, but I was also at the time suffering from eating disorders, going through depression, and silently addicted to drugs. So it was a very dark period, but what I recognized was in that time, I said, wait a second, how happy can you be if you don't love yourself?
Right.
And so that's really what left me to ask the real questions. Who do I want to be? What do I want for my life? And truly today, I weigh more, but I'm happier and healthier and making smarter choices than I ever have.
Check her pulse.
Yeah, we need her back. Where'd she go?
People who may suffer from this lack of self-love, I would assume oftentimes they're not experiencing love on the outside either. They're not, but maybe that doesn't even matter.
Well, there is that old saying that when you love yourself, then you can really love other people. And I really saw this in my own life. A lot of my relationships before I found self-love were superficial. I was chasing love. I'd get into relationships wanting them to fill me up. And so what I did is I went on what I call the self-love experiment. Started as 3 months. It turned into 3 years of really a dating sabbatical to learn how to fill myself up and be my own best friend.
I'm sure you want me to read the book, The Self-Love Experiment. Yet I still want to know the first step.
The very
Come on,
first
give
step.
me just give me a start and then we'll read the book.
Yeah, there's quite a few steps. Really, it's about being honest. And you know, sometimes we hear the word self-love. It sounds a little hippy-dippy. It's like, that sounds nice, but it's kind of hard to get there. So I actually suggest, very first thing, change the word love to care. How can I care for myself more today? Instead of how can I love myself more? You know, it could be looking in the mirror and saying something really nice about yourself. It could be, you know, going to bed being grateful instead of running through the things that you didn't do today or the things you ate that you're regretting.
I always, whenever I have a problem, my wife says, you know, I say, oh, this hurts or that hurts or this bothers me. Are you going to make an appointment at the doctor's? No, then I don't want to hear about it either.
So that would be the first step in caring.
Call the doctor.
Self-care.
Make an appointment.
This is self-caring. I will pick up the phone.
Interesting. Very interesting. The Self-Love Experiment, written by the woman who's been sitting next to us for the last 3 minutes, Shannon Kaiser.
Yes.
Although I would not call the doctor's office and say I need a self-care appointment. That might be a little weird.
But in your mind, you can practice it.
Might take a while to get in.
One step at a time. One step at a time.
Shannon, thanks for coming by today.